So let's just cut to the chase here, Sean. Our audience that watches this show, most of them are deeply involved in the real estate industry, and there's so much going on. The Fed has been just playing havoc with credit, the banks. I heard that FFHA may be or FHFA may be reversing that decision on the loan level credits. The fee that you pay for mortgage insurance or the credit penalty. That everybody was all upset about. But the fact is that sales are down. Their agents getting out of the business, their agents moving, transitioning from broker to broker. And then all of a sudden, my God, these earnings reports come out and it's nothing but blood on the carpet. I mean, Element, Anywhere, Compass loses $150 million. I will have to say that our own EXP I think we were the only company that had positive earnings for the first quarter of 2023. What's happening, brother? What do we need to do? Is the sky falling here?
Well, when the company I worked for came around in 2009, it was a great model. It limited the caps. It expanded, the real estate landscape. But what people didn't realize is the one thing that keeps going up is that inflation. So as businesses have to spend more on their expenses, their profit margins keep narrowing and narrowing and narrowing. I don't know about you, Cliff, but have you seen the prices of pretty much anything coming down? So we're a virtual company. It's the only model anyone would start from scratch today. I mean, if you were going to start a real estate company, would you say, hey, I'm going to go with a traditional real estate model where I charge my agents a percentage indefinitely, and that's going to work? We got away from that. This other company came around, this red company, and they decided to come out with a capping model. I mean, after the balloon company came out with the flat fee model, then you had the red company come out with the capped fee model, and we just decided that doing it virtually and having a low cap and some ancillary income sources was the way to go. We wanted to limit our expenses. I mean, last I heard, I think EXP's expense per transaction is about $617.
Lowest by far in the business, for sure.
Yeah, there are companies out there, and I won't name them, but they have an $8,000 per transaction cost to keep their company afloat. They don't even make $8,000 per transaction. That's why they post hundreds of millions of dollars in negative losses. And the only way to get out of that, unfortunately, is going to be take it out of the agents, which are their only income or revenue source. So, we haven't changed our model since we started because it works. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. And as I recall, our growth was up 12% last year. And, yet, when we talk about attrition in this business, and I know you're the numbers guy. I mean, you always bring me to justice whenever we get into a conversation here. But isn't it about a third every year of the agents in our industry that turn and get out of the business?
Correct. And that's in a normal market. I mean, what we had happen, obviously, with COVID, the global pandemic, rising interest rates, people losing their jobs, we had a lot of people get into the real estate business that they wanted to dabble in it. And we all know how well dabbling works in a job that you have to work at pretty much full time to make a living. So they got into it. They're sitting on their couches, said, what can I do? What can I really do in my spare time? How many certificates can I acquire? And they decided to get a real estate license. Well, now they're figuring out this is not a job for the dabbler or the hobbyist. This is a professional job. And so they're getting out of the business right now. So we have a higher than normal average number of agents leaving real estate. Normally, the industry average is about 30%. You're going to have a 30% attrition per year. Those are people that fail in the business or aren't committed to it full time, or just decided it wasn't for them. Now we are a little higher than that industry wide. So when you're looking at posting gains in a down market. Interest rates, I don't know, remember 2019, 2020, remember getting that 2.5% interest rate?
Oh yeah.
And now it's 7. Yet we actually grew in transactions. Out of Real Trend's top 5, we're the only company that grew in agent count and transactions. And we did take the title. I'm going to brag a little bit. We are the number 1 transaction company in the whole United States. We do more transactions than anybody. We are not the largest in agent count, but we are the largest in transactions. So as far as solely owned brokerages, independent brokerages, we're it. I look at the testament to, you should ask your company if they're profitable. There are a lot of people out there that work for a company. They don't even know if it's profitable. I'm sure your average grocery store employee, your average car dealership employee, they don't know if their company's profitable. But in real estate, it really matters. When a real estate company's not profitable, they cut back on the big 4 S's: the service, the support, the systems, and the staff. And that directly affects your real estate marketing business. So you want to make sure you keep those 4 S's in place. So when you go into a company, it shouldn't be, who's my mentor? What do my business cards look like? Or, what split am I going to have when I finally learn how to sell real estate? It should be, are you guys profitable? Because that's going to impact my business right off the bat. We are profitable as a company. And all of the companies that are reporting right now are showing, I like how they word it, we're reduced losses. We're narrowing our loss margin. Well, we had the best real estate market in the history of the world in 2018, 19, 20. They weren't profitable then. If you're not profitable in the best real estate market we've ever seen, and I've seen the Freeman group, I saw you guys clean it up. You guys were listing the world, and things were selling in 3-4 days. But if you couldn't make $1 then, this is not going to be your dollar. You're not going to make it in 2023 and 2024. You're not going to succeed in real estate if you couldn't figure it out in the best real estate market ever. So we are profitable. Huge? No. Better than everyone else? Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And it is relative at this point. I mean, it's, the real estate market is not kind right now. And it's funny, I was just having a conversation with a mutual friend and one of our great agents brokers out in San Diego, Kyle Whistle, and we were sort of discussing another company in our space and the idea, this notion of, they're losing money according to how much they're losing and how much they have. They've got a runway. They'll be out of business by the end of the year if they don't raise additional capital. Well, raising additional capital in this kind of a market, and compound that by the dilutive effect that it has on the shareholders, that's like almost putting a company on morphine, I would think. Waiting for the moment, but trying to get that type of a capital raise done right now is going to be really interesting.